Within the context of this picture, biblical texts represent two imports of the goddess into Israel. The first is traced in the biblical context to Phoenicia. 1 Kings 11:5 says that Solomon followed, worshipped in 1 Kings 11:33, Ashtoreth, god of the Sidonians, as well as a number of other national gods. The name Ashtoreth seems to reflect Phoenician Astarte, just as the god El is the prototype of all gods, since his name means power, and Bol the prototype of all husbands, so Asherah becomes the prototype of all spouses, feminine and fertile. Atharoth is well known at Ugarit, where she appears as mother of the gods, and wet nurse of the kings. Her main divine epithet connects her to the world of the sea. Ashratu is also attested in Mori, where she is the consort of the god Amru, but here connected to the world of the steppes and mountains like her husband. If one considers the main characteristic of the goddess, one is not surprised to find her as consort of Yahweh in Israel, and so Margalit has not hesitated to accept the interpretation of the famous 𝗧𝗿𝗱𝗏𝗃 and 𝗁𝗏𝗃𝗏 inscriptions as Yahweh and his Asherah, Yahweh being identified with Bol or El. It has been argued that the Queen of Heaven, as known from Jeremiah 7:18 and 44:15-30, is Astarte, Ishtar, or a fusion, or a cross-cultural identification of Ishtar and Astarte. The name of the goddess Ishtar is a Semitic name. However, its etymology has not yet been clearly established. It could be based on the root meaning being rich, or it could refer to the morning star. She's identified with the planet Venus, both the morning and the evening star. Some specialists believe that originally there were two Mesopotamian Venus deities, the Sumerian female Venus deity Inanna, identified with the evening star, and the Semitic male Venus deity Astarte, identified with the morning star. It is known that Inanna, Ishtar, has androgynous features. In a few cases, she is depicted as wearing a beard. She thus has a bisexual aspect. In any case, Inanna, Ishtar has several ambiguous and contradictory aspects, and thus she combines and mediates opposites. Among these aspects, we will focus on her as the goddess of sexual love and behavior, though without disregarding her other aspects. The ancients early became aware of the fact that evening and morning star were simply manifestations of the same entity. The possibility of the hermaphrodite nature of Ishtar has been pointed out. Heimdall argued that although the Ishtar worshipped among the Semitic people as a morning star was originally male, he became female, because he met a Sumerian goddess, Inanna, who represented an evening star, and became associated with her. The goddess Astarte was introduced into Egypt with other Syro-Palestinian deities, Bol, Reshf, Horon, Anot and Kedeshet, mainly in the beginning of the New Kingdom. Egyptian kings sent many military campaigns into the Syro-Palestinian region in this period, resulting in these 6 pagan deities being brought into Egypt, as well as battle booty such as prisoners, food, and metals, and also voluntary settlers in the form of craftsmen, merchants, and so on. Judges 2:11-13. Then the sons of Israel did evil in the sight of Yahweh, and served the Baals. They forsook Yahweh, the God of their fathers, who had brought them out of the land of Egypt, and followed other gods from among the gods of the peoples, who were around them, and bowed themselves down to them. Thus they provoked Yahweh to anger. So they forsook Yahweh and served the Bol and the Ashtoreth. Judges 3:7-8. The sons of Israel did what was evil in the sight of Yahweh, and forgot Yahweh their God, and served the Baals and the Ashtaroth. Then the anger of Yahweh was kindled against Israel, so that he sold them into the hands of Cushan-Rishathaim king of Aram-Naharaim. And the sons of Israel served Cushan-Rishathaim 8 years. Judges 10:6-7. Then the sons of Israel again did evil in the sight of Yahweh, served the Baals and the Ashtoreth, the gods of Aram, the gods of Sidon, the gods of Moab, the gods of the sons of Ammon, and the gods of the Philistines. Thus they forsook Yahweh and did not serve him. The anger of Yahweh burned against Israel, and he sold them into the hands of the Philistines, and into the hands of the sons of Ammon. 1 Samuel 7-2-4. From the day that the ark remained at Kiriath Jearim, the time was long, for it was 20 years. And all the house of Israel lamented after Yahweh. Then Samuel spoke to all the house of Israel, saying, If you return to Yahweh with all your heart, remove the foreign gods, and the Ashtoreth from among you, and direct your hearts to Yahweh, and serve him alone, he will deliver you from the hand of the Philistines. So the sons of Israel removed the Baals, and the Ashtoreths, and served Yahweh alone. 1 Samuel 12-8-11. When Jacob went into Egypt, and your fathers cried out to Yahweh, then Yahweh sent Moses and Aaron, who brought your fathers out of Egypt and settled them in this place. But they forgot Yahweh their God, so he sold them into the hand of Sisera, captain of the army of Hazor, and into the hand of the Philistines, and into the hand of the king of Moab. And they fought against them. They cried out to Yahweh and said, We have sinned, because we have forsaken Yahweh, and have served the Baals, and the Ashtoreth. But now deliver us from the hands of our enemies, and we will serve you. Then Yahweh sent Jerubbaal and Bedan and Jephthah and Samuel, and delivered you from the hands of your enemies all around, so that you lived in security. 1 Kings 11-5. For Solomon went after Ashtoreth, the goddess of the Sidonians, and after Milcom the detestable idol of the Ammonites. 1 Kings 11:33. Because they have forsaken me, and have worshipped Ashtoreth the goddess of the Sidonians, Chemosh the god of Moab, and Milcom the god of the sons of Ammon. And they have not walked in my ways, doing what is right in my sight, and observing my statutes and my ordinances, as his father David did. 2 Kings 23:13. The high places which were before Jerusalem, which were on the right of the mount of destruction, which Solomon the king of Israel had built for Ashtoreth, the abomination of the Sidonians, and for Chemosh the abomination of Moab, and for Milcom the abomination of the sons of Ammon, the king defiled. Judges 6:25-26. Now on the same night, Yahweh said to Gideon, Take your father's bull, and the second bull 7 years old, and pull down the altar of Baal which belongs to your father, and cut down the Asherah that is beside it, and build an altar to Yahweh your God on the top of this stronghold in an orderly manner, and take a second bull and offer a burnt offering with the wood of the Asherah, which you shall cut down. 1 Kings 16:32-33. So he erected an altar for Baal in the house of Baal, which he built in Samaria. Ahab also made the Asherah. Thus Ahab did more to provoke Yahweh God of Israel than all the kings of Israel who were before him. 2 Kings 17-16. They forsook all the commandments of Yahweh their God, and made for themselves molten images, even to calves, and made an Asherah, and worshipped all the host of heaven, and served Baal. 2 Kings 18-4-5. He removed the high places, and broke down the pillars, and cut down the Asherah. He also broke in pieces the bronze serpent that Moses had made, for until those days the sons of Israel burned incense to it. And it was called Nehushtan. He trusted in the Lord, the God of Israel. So that after him there was none like him among all the kings of Judah, nor among those who were before him. 2 Kings 21-7. He set the carved image of Asherah that he had made, in the house of which Yahweh said to David, and to his son Solomon, In this house and in Jerusalem, which I have chosen from all the tribes of Israel, I will put my name forever. Deuteronomy 12-2-5. You shall utterly destroy all the places where the nations whom you shall dispossess serve their gods, on the high mountains, and on the hills, and under every green tree. You shall tear down their altars, and smash their sacred pillars, and burn their Asherim with fire. And you shall cut down the engraved images of their gods, and obliterate their name from that place. You shall not act like this toward Yahweh your God, but you shall seek Yahweh at the place which Yahweh your God will choose from all your tribes, to establish his name there for his dwelling, and there you shall come.